All right. Hello, everybody. It is Throne Thoughts, episode 5. We are so excited to have everybody on tonight. Super excited. Let me give a round of applause here. Okay. Let's go. Yes. So tonight we have a special guest, Miss Dinasty of Queendom Dynasty LLC. We also have Barbara Long. She came in clutch, just slid on in on us. And I'm your host, Angela Davis of She Reigns. Barbara is from Raising the Bar Academics one time for the educators in the building. So tonight's episode, we're going to talk about girl. I love that. Girl, who taught you how to live? So we're super excited. So y'all come off of mute so the people can hear y'all. So we're just going to jump right into it. So life skills. This is basically life skills for every woman and girl before life teaches them the hard way. Okay, so we spend like total amounts of years, y'all. So we spend so much years, and people spend years, I should say, teaching us how to get an education, how to get a job, how to look presentable, how we behave. But really, did they teach us how to live? So, like, for example, with our money, do we know how to budget? Do we know how to save? Do we know how to build credit? Do we know how to negotiate? Right? Do we even know how to create wealth? And a lot of those, even for me, I would say no. But we don't have time to like do that now because, yeah, we should have did it a long time ago. So boundaries too. Do we know that no is a complete sentence? Period.
Yes.
Right. No is a complete sentence, and protecting your peace does not require everybody's approval. So your decision making, can you recognize when somebody looks good but isn't good? Because it's a lot of people look good, you know. And then relationships, have we taught the women or the girls to know the difference of being loved, being wanted, being needed, and being respected? Self-worth. Who are you when nobody is applauding you, if they ain't choosing you, validating you, or posting about you for the kids today? And then if suddenly your life changed tomorrow, would you know how to take care of yourself financially and emotionally? And I'm telling you, y'all, that's where I'm at right now. Like, it's a whole change for me. It's a shift for me. And your resilience, when plan A falls apart, do you got plan B, C, D, E? Do you have faith and purpose? Do you ask God simply to change your circumstances? Or do you want him to just, asking for the wisdom? What are you teaching for me? Because I have kids. What are you teaching the daughters? Or for you educators, your nieces, all of them, what are you teaching the girls that they don't have, so they won't have to unlearn stuff? That's like general, what is it?
Generational curses.
Yeah, generational curses. You learning that it's okay for your man to be there cheating on you because he is a provider and pays the bills, but then sleeping with the next door neighbor or the lady at church. Next topic. Okay, and then listen, this is for the girls. You don't have to wait until you 30, 40, or 50 to discover value. You don't have to lose everything before you know how to manage your money. You don't have to experience a broken relationship before you learn the boundaries. And same for the grown women. Maybe nobody taught us everything that we need to know, but now that we know better, our responsibility isn't to be ashamed what we don't know. I'm an open book. It's to make sure that the next generation doesn't have to learn every lesson the hard way. So what are we
Hold on. Let me jump in on that.
Go ahead.
Unfortunately, sometimes they don't have to learn the hard way, but some people just like it the hard way. Because you can't force them. You can't force them to see it. Sometimes people only learn by going through the experience. So we try to prevent the younger generation from going through some of the same traumatic or bad experiences that we have already experienced. But sometimes they're hard-headed and they just want that. So sometimes you got to back up and let them hit their hard head, and then maybe hopefully it's not to their detriment and they figure out. But sometimes they do listen. They do adhere to what you're saying, and they do take the information, they receive it well, and they try or apply it to their lives. But those that don't, you just gonna walk around with a bunch of knots. And so I'm just gonna resolve to the fact that you like the knots.
So let's get to the question, and then we go, because that's a good point, Barbara. Yeah. So what are we teaching the girls, right? So we teach girls how to get good grades, all that, but are we teaching them how to navigate in life? What are the 3 skills that we believe that every girl should know before she turned 18, right? And then what are we preparing girls to become? How are we preparing them to become independent women, or sometimes preparing them to not to depend on somebody for security? Because kids, like, I'm saying, for instance, because I'm a parent, right? They depend on the parent for security, but then you also have to be able to teach them to depend on themselves. So yes, that's that part where you're saying, Barbara, you got to let go, or BJ, you got to let go and let them get a couple of knots. But then the mama in you or the auntie in you or somebody will be like, no, don't let them fall. Don't let them go through that. But okay, Dynasty, what you saying?
I have a rule. Well, I'm not a parent, but just anybody around me, I have a rule. Like, whenever somebody doing something crazy, your first thought is, she ain't got no friends, or she ain't got a mama, whatever. I'm at peace as long as I told you the truth. Because the best teacher is experience. Yes. You can't control like what people do. But if I know I told you the right thing, like, I'm at peace within myself. Because when somebody say, oh my gosh, she ain't got a friend who told, no, I did tell you. And you still went out there and did what you wanted to do. And that's okay. Even on the flip side, like, I'm young, I don't have kids. My mom, aunt, they have tried to tell me things. And another rule I have is for even on the other side, people to understand your opinion isn't law. You can tell me something, but that is not the rule for my life. And I'm hard-headed, not hard-headed. Also, I take my accountability. I'll be like, yeah, I messed up. I should have listened. I'll come back and say that. But everybody got to go through their own experience, but within yourself, as long as you told them the right thing and you're teaching them the right thing, you should feel good within yourself.
So that's why I can let go and let them do it, because I've already said it.
Yeah.
And I spend my days repeating myself to teenagers. So I do not intend to do it for a young adult. So once I say it, it is not law. You can take it for what it's worth. However, don't call me to bail you out of some trouble because you want to do it your way. So your way is you're going to do it your way all the way through.
Right. So what conversation? Yeah. So what conversations do the mamas, the daddies, and the mentors and the trusted people around them? What conversations should they be having that we are? It's some conversation that we should have with them that we ain't having enough of. And I think it is to the conversation I don't think I had enough with my kids or even my nieces and nephews is to really do what is best for you. Right. I had the conversation, but I didn't let them do it. You know what I mean? And I still struggle with that today. And anybody knows me that I'm very hands-on with my children, you know what I mean? Or the people that I love. So it's like, it's a mother thing, but I need to be able to let go so that they can understand what is needed in life, because, I'm trying to protect them. I'm running. I'm killing myself. I'm scraping and skinning up my knees because I'm trying to make sure that they don't shut up, BJ. To make sure.
But I think that's the balance we're talking about. Like, once you have showed them, you have these conversations, you taught them, it's hands off. You gotta, like a coach on the game, you gotta let them go out there and play.
There we go, Dynasty.
Play the game for them.
My whistle.
Yeah. So if you could sit down with your 16-year-old self for 5 minutes, what would you tell her?
I'm going first.
Yeah, go. Anyway.
Leave the first time. How many points? Are you telling her?
No, if you just, what's something you gonna tell her? What would you tell 16-year-old?
You gotta leave the first time. It's all made up. None of it matters. Everything is made up. So do what's true to you. Like really do what you want to do. Don't worry about what people think because everything is made up. Because I've learned you can do everything the right way and it still go all the way wrong. So do what's true to you. Leave the first time and believe people. Like when somebody show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah. Okay. What you got, BJ?
I like that. When people show you who they are, believe them. That is a struggle for me.
Because I want to
not at this big age. I'm good, but before it was.
Yeah.
Be mindful of your spending.
Yeah.
Because I can look back and I'm like, do you know how many thousands of dollars I wasted on nothing that I can't even tell you what it was right now?
Who?
Correct. So when they believe people when they show you who they are, be mindful of your spending. And like I always say, bet on yourself.
Bet on you. Yeah. So let's go.
Because when at 16, the problem is you are so dependent upon validation from your friends.
Yeah, that's true.
I spend lots of days teaching teenagers the only opinion that matters about you is yours.
Yeah.
These people that you're with trying to impress, you won't even talk to them in 2 years. Y'all will be somewhere else doing something else. Yeah. So your opinion of you that matters the most, not anybody else's. And so I can say for me, that was not a struggle for me. The other two were. My mom did a really good job of that. I mean, the people said when I was younger, I was conceited. I was like, I call this confidence.
Yeah.
You call it whatever you would like. My mom said it's confidence, and I'm gonna go with that because I know she loves me through and through in the good and the bad. So those are the three things that I would say to my 16.
So for me, it would be everybody don't love you, right? And know that. Love yourself. Be true to yourself. Okay. And then continue to be the trendsetter that you are. So like continue to be Angela, no matter what no one says, no matter if they like say you bougie, say you suck up, say you this, say you that. That's because you don't know me. And so what? So okay, so that's all that I would say. So okay, so the next thing when you talked about money, don't just make it, know what to do with it. So when did you personally understand the importance of your credit, savings, investing, insurance, and your financial independence? And basically what financial mistakes taught you one of the greatest lessons, right?
Yeah. Go ahead, Destiny.
Okay.
Dynasty.
Okay. Well, wanting to answer the first part of the question is you don't understand it's important until you need it. And usually that's when it's too late. So you're at the point where you need it and it's too late. I think a big part of like this conversation that I want to make sure we say and don't miss is a lot of times, like when we talk about what we're teaching young girls, you can't teach them what you don't know. So I didn't come from a family of wealth, or entrepreneur, or millionaires, or good credit, none of that stuff. So I never like look back and say, oh, my mom should have taught me that. She can't teach me what she doesn't know. Right. So you do like you said, when you get to that point where like, okay, this is important and you learn it, you do have to go out and teach yourself because someone cannot teach you what you don't know. And a big thing was when you don't have it, you just focus on getting it. So yes, I just focus on making money, but not how to keep it, not how to invest it, not how to grow it. It's so many layers to it. The getting money is just the first step. You think that's the best thing in the world, but once you get it, okay.
What you gonna do with it to keep it?
So the wake up moment is when you lose it. I have like lost it all, gained it back, lost it all, gained it back. And so at some point it's like, okay, how do I stop losing? I got to learn how to maintain this, like how to actually hold my wealth. And that's been the learning curve because again, I don't come from that. So who's going to teach me? And I do feel like everybody at least have one person in the family that kind of got it together. You know, you may have that bougie auntie, whatever she may be, bougie stuff, you need to listen to her. You need to listen. I remember like my aunt would always tell me you need 6 bank accounts. And I thought she was crazy. Like, why do I need 6 bank accounts? And this past year, I finally sat down and did the 6 bank accounts thing. And I had to call her. Like I said, I go back when somebody tells me something. I'm like, oh, you're so right. Like, this is nice. I like
it. Okay, so explain to them why you need the 6 bank accounts though. Like
so it's a way to manage your money. Well, in her words, she just always says you don't have all your money in one place.
Right.
But even like the way that I use it is very strategic way to manage your money. And for me, it just gives me security. So it's like you have one account that you just pay your bills in. You got another account, you know, that you're saving, like your regular savings. Then
Right.
a high yield saving account, so that's interest. I have an account just for investing in my business and education, just things like that. And then when I hit certain moments in life, like for example, I moved earlier this year, I just felt so much peace and so much at ease because I just already had these accounts and everything was already where it needs to go. I don't know, it just makes it so much better and organized, and everything has a place. Everything has a place. And even like she would always say, like, you know, she the one in the family. So if you call and ask her for money, we never would get it. She'd be like, I can't just get money like that. I gotta move my money around. So that too, it stops the access. You can't just spend on dumb stuff because that money's not even there. It's certain accounts I don't even have a card to. So I really gotta think about, you know, if I go through pulling this money out, is that purchase even worth it?
Right.
So yeah, she just would always say that, and it just helped me manage my money so much better. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I actually did the video, which should show soon, on the 5 different bank accounts that you should have. So maybe I should have did 6, but I did the 5, right? And so because I actually have been in the banking world for so long, and then finally, because you know I ain't jump in there in the frying pan and was hot, I had to learn over time what that meant, why it was important, and why I should educate my kids. So what I didn't have, I actually made sure I educated my kids. Now what they doing now, okay, that's another it's another story.
Don't talk about my girls, okay?
But like you said, you educated them. So even with
I absolutely did.
That. So when I had a money management problem, that nugget is there. So I was able to go back and say, you know what, let me try this, because my aunt did say that back then.
Yeah, and so I'm true to say what you said, that there's always somebody. So my parents were the people in the family that everybody could come and get something from, or they blessed other people. We were blessed and we were able to bless people. So I'm very proud of my parents, because yes, they come from very humble beginnings as well, but they still were the people that was able to bless other people. So yeah. So what could somebody listening tonight do differently starting tomorrow if they in a financial situation? Like, to live, you teaching these girls how to live. Like, what do they need to do to start?
Stop ignoring it. You need to look at your money. Look at your money. Stop ignoring it. Like, the first step is to lay it all out. You need to open your accounts. You need to look at who you owe, what you owe. I write it all out, because that's the first step, is awareness. Because sometimes you feel under pressure, and then like you put it all out, you be like, okay, I can handle this, I can do this. Or even if not, it's still like, okay, I got a lot to do, whichever way it goes. But the first step is to be an awareness of it. You got to face the problem head on and then make your plan there.
Yeah, I agree with that, because there's a lot of times you want to close it, but then when you open it, and listen, because you have them other accounts, you don't have to look at that account. You can go to some other accounts and be like, oh, you know what I mean? So,
or even like you got the debt collectors calling you, stop ignoring, pick up the phone. They'll either work out a payment plan with you. They're like, let's pause. You know, your interest don't got to keep adding up. Like, I had to learn all those things. Like, and again, my aunt, like, I remember I was in college. I'm like, girl, I ain't answering that phone. She's like, answer the phone. I'm like, what? She's like, answer the phone. And I did. And they set up a payment plan, and I was able to get out of collection. So you got to face stuff. Like, it may be
accountable. Yeah,
but you got to face it.
Yeah, what you saying, BJ?
Well, she hit home with the college, because I told you at the last one of the events, one $500 credit card cost me $2,500 in the end. I'm thinking, how? Because not being aware, like you said, of my finances. I'm like, oh, I got a credit card. They gave it to me. Just swipe, swipe, swipe. Now I'm at $500 because the minimum is $25. Oh, I can pay $25 a month. Yeah, you never want to pay the minimum. You always want to pay over the minimum, or they're gonna keep taxing you.
Yeah, I think that's something that we need to like totally tackle, because it's so it's so important.
I mean, the credit cards are helpful. Like, you need it. You don't need all of them. You need it.
Yeah.
But I was taught, and not by my parents, which was crazy because my mom had A1 credit, but my mom didn't know enough about credit to even teach me. She just knows she had A1. My dad, not so much, because he was the one who was financially responsible. So he would just let my mom stay at 800 or something and then just have her sign off on stuff. I'm like, but Ma, you don't know what you're signing. So that don't make sense. But it worked for them. But she didn't teach me. However, when it came to credit cards and finances and things, I just had to learn the hard way.
Yeah. And this is what it is today. What we talking about. You don't have time to be learning the hard way when you can, tap into somebody that's helping you like right now. So so knowing your worth, at what point does the girl learn value, and who should be and who should be responsible for helping her to discover it? Okay. And why do some accomplished women still struggle with confidence, validation, or believing that they are enough? And
wait, is that a question?
No.
Oh,
Hold on. This is the question. Yes, it is a question. Why do some accomplished women, we're going to tackle that, still struggle with confidence, validation, or believing that they are enough? Okay, that's one. Second, have you ever
answer that one first?
Have you ever stayed somewhere, a relationship, friendship, career, or situation longer than you should? Okay, so let's talk about the validation. Why we accomplished women, why do we struggle with confidence, validation, or believing that we are enough?
Because sometimes go ahead.
I'm gonna go. Okay, I struggled. I have to say me. I struggled with that because I always struggled it. So I grew up only girl, right? And so I'm a daddy's girl, mama's girl, whether you want to say it, because it's just me and my brother. So I always felt I had the confidence. I didn't need to be validated because they validated me. You so pretty. You this. So somebody telling me I'm pretty, I'm like, so again, then believing that I'm enough, meaning that I never was out there for someone to tell me something different. So when I started hearing things differently about me, it made me question, are they telling me the truth? Really, my foundation, my parents and the people that I should always believe in, it made me question what they were saying. You know what I mean? So that's where that had to come in. But then I had to, then I have the type of parents that my mother is very strong, for my mother to keep telling me, Angela, you are enough. So what? She curses a lot.
I love her and everything.
To tell me, hey, you don't need to worry about what people say about you. You don't need to worry about that. So again, that was why I was struggling, because I always had this, I'm always here. And then for some other people that I thought were my friends or anything that should have been validating me as well, because I'm the type of person, I'm the person that's going to tell you, oh my God, your clothes are so beautiful. Or you this, I'm always, giving that extra boost to somebody, and I didn't get it from other people. So that was a struggle for me. So what about y'all?
I think it's just that we pretend.
Oh,
I do. It's not that you're not confident. I think that there are moments where you are pretending to be confident, and then one person says or does something and it shakes you, and then it comes out.
Yeah. Well,
because everybody has it. It's not a you thing. It's not a Dynasty thing. It's not a me thing. It's a everybody thing. So everybody has those moments of insecurity about themselves, either what they look like, how they dress, what they're doing, if people approve or validate. You have them. The key is to not stay there and not let what the people outside of you, the people who are not in your inner circle, say affect you. So again, to not let them, you can affect them, but not let them infect you.
Oh, correct.
So if and it's okay to sometimes, I know, play, yeah. So sometimes it's okay to fake it till you make it, but I think sometimes some people fake it so long they don't know if they've made it or not, because they've been faking it for too long.
Oh yeah.
So that's where that insecurity come in, where you've been faking it and nobody recognizing it. Take one person to be like, what? You fake.
Yeah.
That's fake.
Yeah.
Or call you out. Now you like, oh my gosh, can everybody see it?
True.
I think it's such a layered question, and I love this conversation because I work with a lot of high performing women or successful women, and people like, well, why is she dealing with that, or why is she with him? And I think a big thing, especially in our society, we have to understand is your accomplishments and your accolades, even the amount of money you make, we gotta separate that from it meaning
from the person.
I think that is
yes.
money is like the answer. Like, oh, if I make all this money, then everything okay. No. That's when you really got to look at yourself and you start figuring out everything that's really wrong with you. Yep. Typically, if you're in survival mode, all you can focus on is making some money. And then once you have the money, now you got all these other layers. Your childhood trauma is coming out. Those insecurities is coming out. What you lack is coming out. Even for myself, I had to realize that there was a difference between self-worth and self-esteem. Because kind of like that too. I grew up very confident. I didn't have a mother that talked down on me like you pretty, kept it together. So I felt like, my self-esteem is there. Like, you can't tell me I'm not cute. But then my self-worth, I may not feel like my self-worth is down, but look at your decisions and go into your
right.
Have you stayed longer than you should have stayed around? Why are you dealing with this? Why? It took like a man to say, well, if you let anybody cheat on you, your self-esteem got to be low. But
wait, pause, we getting there.
HBIC, like what? But why you letting that man cheat on you then? So it's that I got all it together, 6 figures.
Yeah.
So it's the separate. We put these tangible things to our self-worth and they're totally separate. You got to learn that.
Yeah.
Dynasty, don't make me blow the whistle in here. Don't you make me blow the whistle.
The thing is, you dress now Gucci to the socks and listen, inside toe up like
toe
a pin toe
down.
That's why I hate when they use high value. High earning and high value is not the same thing. You can have a lot of money and very bad characteristics.
Correct.
It's different. And we are just taught to do this, be that, all these accolades. It's nothing about what's inside. Like, you gotta work on that inside.
A mess. Horrible. Girl, you preaching. Okay. So have you ever stayed somewhere, which is a relationship, friendship, career, or situation longer than you should have because you question your own worth? Let me go. Yes, absolutely. Stayed there, took things I should not have taken because I'm trying to validate that person. And okay, if I don't help this person, then oh my God, everybody's gonna look bad at me. Yeah. So I totally have done that. But today, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. I don't give a damn. No ma'am. That's it right there. So, okay. Yeah.
I think this also is bigger connected to the topic of what you're being learned at home as little girls. Because even if, I don't know for everybody, but I feel like I didn't have anybody to even sit me down and say, okay, this is what you should deal with. This is what you shouldn't deal with. Of course, like big things, like don't let nobody put their hands on you. But just even the small little things that you may not notice until you actually get out there and experience it, especially for younger, our community, Black girls, we're not really allowed to date until you're grown. And then you get grown and everybody you supposed to figure it out. Like, okay.
Or you go to a historically Black college. And you be like,
figure it out. Nobody has taught me how to date. Nobody taught me about their relationships. It's like taboo. So you just supposed to figure it out. Like, okay, I don't know, just figure it out.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. Like, we don't know. That's why you stay longer, because nobody has taught you. So I do think like Black mothers, especially with their Black daughters, relationship, dating, your self-worth, we got to have more of those conversations. You can't expect them like, oh, I raised her right. Like you say, be respectful, get good grades. That doesn't translate when you get really in a lion's den with a man. That it don't translate.
Yeah. True that.
You look smart, but you're not man smart. You're not relationship. You're not correct.
You're not relationship savvy, because some people will prey on you, PREY, and not pray for you. So that's basically how we teaching them. Teach girls confidence without teaching them arrogance, and then teach them humility without teaching them to shrink. So so that's the thing for growing up PK kid. Oh my God, you were born to be a wife. Humility, okay, but I'm steady shrinking. You know what I mean? I got the confidence, and a little bit of arrogant. You listen, I was all twisted up in the game, y'all. Listen,
wait a minute.
all twisted. I'm just telling you. So time has taught me a lot of things to experience, and this is what I'm saying. This is so it hits home for me because it was experiences I had to go through to be the person and be the woman that I am now. And I'm saying to myself, listen, I'm telling my girls, my parents and people, a lot of people, oh my God, you just talk to them any kind of way. No. I'm not talking to them any kind of way. I'm telling them really what it is. I'm telling them I'm not doing the little, false names for the private parts and things like that. They know those the board. Yeah. I'm telling them what it is. Don't let him do that. Yeah. I'm giving them all of the things that they need to know because life is going to be that way with them. Yeah, and they need to know. So, yeah, what you saying about that, BJ?
So, I think for me, yes, my mom didn't tell. She told me some things. I think what she tried to do was raise me the opposite of how she was.
Yeah.
Because my mom was very vocal with other people, just not my dad, which drove me crazy because I feel like she should have been.
She shrunk.
She did for him.
Mm-hmm.
So me growing up, I did not know if that was something you do when you're married or if that was just a characteristic of my mother.
Girl, no, and so, that's your mama because my mama exploded. No.
Well, no, just for my dad. She exploded on everybody else, just not him. Yeah. And so, but she raised me the exact opposite. So there are things now, like, and my friend says it all the time. Your mom used to, because my mom is deceased, she would sit back and when you would do something crazy, she would just go, huh. Kind of like she was proud of that.
Yeah.
Or she see herself in it probably like,
I did that. But I say all the time, she raised me the exact opposite of how she behaved. Where I learned actually the game was I have 2 older brothers.
Yeah.
And one is very close to me because we're very similar. And he pretty much tells me straight. He has told me probably straight since I was about 7. Everything straight. Any question I asked, he answered, whether he was supposed to or not. He has answered it. He has guided. He has directed me. He has showed up. And so a lot of times I could recognize things because he's already said it to me.
Yeah.
So that was the beauty of having an older brother who didn't mind hanging out with his younger sister because he's 10 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah. You
that
had
did it for me. Now, did he teach me everything? No, there were still some things I had to fall and stumble and bump my head.
We all
but for me, I'm not a repeat offender or a repeat a person that let things happen to me repetitively. Once you do it once, you're not gonna get an opportunity to do it again. Like I'm a go.
I messed up. Because that's what
you can only do it once. Now, if you do something different and I'm still there, then okay, I'm trying to figure some things out. But you will never do the same thing to me more than once. Because I just
had an older aunt tell me like, "Oh, this is only one time. I'm too strict." Like I remember like trying to break up with someone and like she was over my house and like he was sending apology flowers and she's like, "What happened?" And I told her, she was like, "Oh, this just the first time." So it's that too, like having older women that stayed too long or deal with certain things. And again, I don't fault people that can
unlearn stuff. They gotta unlearn.
They know, but it's that too, like kind of being that more confident younger woman, and I'm like just trying to have more standards, but then sometimes the older generation pull you back and make you think you're crazy or you're doing too much. And it'd be like then I get confused because like what you're saying, you got people telling you one thing, you're trying to do another, and then even that they can teach you to be totally opposite from them. But children aren't dumb, so also things will show up because that's what you saw so much.
Right. Right. So who are you when nobody is applauding you? Who is BJ? Who is Dynasty? Who is Angela when nobody is applauding you? Me, I am the introvert and the extrovert. I think I'm that person. Sometimes I want to be all in everybody's face. Other times
I don't.
Yeah, I could be here in the house.
I want to be in my recliner. As my friends say, are you laying down? Why are you hating?
Sometimes I have to call BJ. BJ, dang, she been in the house for 2 days, 3 days. Dynasty in the dark.
And I love it.
I'm an introvert all the way. I am totally an introvert. There's no extrovert ever in me. And yeah, by myself, I literally enjoy being by myself. I enjoy home. My favorite thing is my bed. That's who I am when nobody's watching. I really enjoy just myself. Like, I don't like interaction.
Yeah. But I think because I was almost raised an only child, with being 9 and 10 years younger than my brothers, it was just me. I entertain myself. So when I'm by myself, I entertain myself.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of siblings, but I was that sibling that wished to be the only child. I was always trying to run away. But I'm the eldest, so that makes it so much.
Yes, that's it. Yep.
Yes, I'm the oldest. So if there was an aunt that lived by herself in the summer, I'm like, oh, can I go to her house? Wherever I could find solitude, I was running away.
So me, I used to just go and stay in a hotel by myself. My mom would be like, where you at? I'm in a hotel. I just go in a hotel and stay there for a couple of days to get some peace, because again, and then guess what? I had kids and got married. Like, I always have people around me. So at this big time, I'm by myself and I'm like, throw the whistle. Like, okay, yes, yeah. So, okay, y'all got to move on. Okay, why is saying no so difficult for so many women? We talking about boundaries, relationships, and the power of no. Why is saying no so difficult for so many women? And what's the difference between having boundaries and simply shutting people out? We got to teach the girls the difference of the boundaries of no. Why is that so difficult? And then what's the difference between having boundaries and simply shutting people out?
I think sometimes it's difficult to say no, especially to the people you love and care about, is because you genuinely want to help them. But sometimes the timing is not right. So you almost have to say no, because if you stretch yourself too thin, then you'll be no good for yourself.
So for me, I'm gonna break it down. So for a young girl, the saying no should never be difficult for you, because that's a boundary you need to practice now as a young girl. Saying no is a complete sentence. I said no. No means no. No means I can't go. No means I don't want you to touch me. No means I don't want to kick it with you. No means don't kiss me. No, none of that. I don't want to be your friend. It's okay not to be somebody's friend. The word no is a good thing for her peace sake and whatever. And then why it's difficult for having boundaries and simply shutting people out? Yes, because you want to help them. But again, everybody is not your assignment. This is for the women now that you've grown to be. I don't need to tell you yes. I need to be able to tell you no and be okay with that. And then if you sad about it, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. And I had to get there, like, because it's not my problem that you won't accept the no. You can, we can still kick it, but I said no.
I think it's like one is society norms. Little girls, so like you said, it is important for them to learn no early, because it's a thing of girls got to be nice and people pleasing. And if you do something, you the B word, you mean, you this. So we have to stop that with little girls. Boys can kind of do what they want and nobody chastise them about it. But girls' decisions is very heavily like villainized if they tell you no about something. And then again, I was just a very observant kid. Again, looking at that person in the family that everybody go to, I saw how not being able to say no negatively affected her. I saw when she broke down. I saw when she was overwhelmed. And so I always had an inner in me like, girl, you're going to be successful, so you might need to learn now how to say no. You might need to practice now. I learned before the money came. No, seriously, because I would see how it broke down my aunt. Like, she really used to just be overwhelmed. So I was like, okay, you're going to be that successful person in the family, so you might need to learn that word now. And as an introvert, I really will shut down. So I know that's something I've had to learn. And I think the difference of saying no versus shutting down is just the communication. Yeah. So, because sometimes I really wouldn't care. Like, I am queen, block you, I will not talk to you again. But I've learned, like, communicate, tell people, like you said, it's not my, responsibilities, how you take it, but I will communicate now with you. But all girls, I just feel like women got to learn to put themselves first and be a little bit more selfish. Again, that is looked down upon women. If women are selfish, you're looked down on. Men are selfish all day, every day. Nobody blinks an eye. When a woman chooses her first or her needs, it's World War III. So we just got to stop teaching little girls that these things are bad, to put themselves first or to say no.
Yeah. So you got something to say, BJ?
No, I said I agree.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, what should a young girl understand about the difference between being wanted, being needed, being loved, and being respected? Okay.
I think we all just like,
that's hilarious.
Still learning.
Yeah, so being wanted,
still learning.
When you being wanted. So if somebody wants you oh my God, we're gonna speak as a man, okay? From when you're dating or when you have somebody in your life. So being wanted, you don't have to go the extra mile. Like if a man wants you and respects you, they're hunters, they're naturally hunters, so they're gonna come for you. You ain't got to do all this extra and everything. So somebody wants you, somebody wants to be in your presence, around you, loving you, caring for you. That's what I believe that is. And then if somebody loves you, or is in love with you, respect, it goes a long way. That's part of the plan, right? One thing I can truthfully say about my ex, he never disrespected me, like bees and all this other kind of stuff. Like that to me is a deal breaker. Now me, okay, but at the same time, somebody that wants you, they're going to make the effort. You'll know the difference of somebody wanting you. Are you being needed? Now I don't know how to really touch on that, being needed, I guess.
So let me interject just for a second.
Okay.
I think sometimes because everything is hypersexualized, these girls think the less I wear, the sexier I look, the more people will like or want me. And they will want you. But what do they want you for?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's okay to be wanted, but what does he want you for? You got to ask yourself that and then answer it honestly by the other person's actions. Are they showing you that they want you for companionship? They want great conversation. They want to build something, or do they just want to climb into bed with you because you dress sexy and you've exposed everything you have?
Yeah.
And so that's the first thing. That's that whole want piece. Once you can get through the want, why does this person want me? You can move over to the respect, because if they truly want you, they're going to respect you.
Right.
Then it can move from respect to love. But until you can figure out if they want you or why they want you, the reason for wanting you, and then they're respectful, you got to start with those two before you get to anything else.
And then you need to know people that you got to look at people's that's why I said before you get in these relationships and with these guys and things of that nature, you got to really look at people's history. Oh my God, I don't even know how you could do that. You know what I'm saying?
If they're not honest about their history, you're still not going to know.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying. Take things slow. Be a friend. Don't jump into bed with somebody. Don't think that because he says that he likes you or whatever, that's him wanting you, or you're being wanted, or him saying, girl, I love you, or I love this about you, instead of really loving you, the individual. It's a difference. And so, you have to watch that, because you'll be messed up. I'm telling you.
What the biggest thing is action. I don't care what nobody says. Like even when they say that little love language says, I am so happy I scored. The least one is words of affirmation. I don't care what people say. I am a person of service. I'm how you showing up for me, what you're doing for me. Because a man can talk, or say whatever. It could be anybody. It could be a friend deceiving you. you gotta make sure their actions align with their words, because that was the one thing I had to learn about myself, is that want piece. People be like, oh, I want you, I want you. Like, what does that really mean? Or what do you want me for? And then for me, I was like, oh, I have a validation problem. It makes me feel good that somebody wants me, but they can want you and not be respecting you. They can want you and not be being honest. So respect at this point in my life is the most important. All the emotional stuff, the love stuff, I really don't care about. It's nice, but do you respect me? Do you honor me? How are you when I'm not around?
Yeah.
And actually match your words. I don't really care like what you're saying, but what are you doing? And that's why you got to take your time to see that. Don't think you're the exception, because even what you're saying about the history, a lot of girls be like, oh, well, that was her. Maybe it can be you too.
Right.
Again, people show you who they are, believe them. So his history.
Yeah.
So wait, let me add to that just really quick, and then we can move on. So I've had some relationships where I guess I didn't want to be wanted, because sometimes I have to ask people, do you want me or do you want the idea of me? Because I think sometimes the idea of me is what drives you, because I'm somebody who you feel like needs to be tamed, and you think that's your job. Well, you can never put me in the box. So now you're going to keep trying. And so this is going to keep being a challenge for you. Yes. But you don't want me. You want the idea of me, because a lot comes with me.
Yes, absolutely.
And my 2 point of a relationship, they be like, oh, I need this type of relationship, this type of woman. It's just the idea. Like, I always would tell my ex, we sound good on paper.
That's it.
That's it. And get in person, it's not there. We just look good on paper.
Yeah. So here are my 2 rules. Wait, here are my 2 rules, because I too am divorced. But my 2 rules for when you're dating somebody that I feel like should be red flags you got to look for. If the person you're dating does not have friends, some people are lonely, but they or some people are like to be by themselves, and that's okay. But do they have friends regardless? Not that they hang out with a bunch of people, they have friends, because your true friends always tell you the truth. So if you're not doing something right, they gonna pull you to the side and say, hey,
all right, well, red flag.
And how do they interact with their family? Ooh, how do they interact with their family?
This was it here with me. I don't know what. Jesus Christ.
Now, my mom did teach me that. How did he treat his mom? She was like, you pay attention to how that man treat his mom.
Yes. Well, no. Well, so okay. That is BJ. That so spoke a lot about, like, for the friend thing. Do they have friends? Are their friends your friends? That's the problem. That's the problem if they don't have friends, because their friends become your friends. Everything you do is
going to hold them accountable.
Correct. So, okay. So how do you know when it's time to stop fixing something and start walking away? Yeah, because when you are fed up, when you get sick and tired of being tired, you'll walk away. You'll start fixing things and start letting things just break all the way down, and then walk away. Totally. And I don't know. Yeah. How do you really know when it's time to walk away? And we can never confuse loyalty with staying somewhere where you've already outgrown. And that's
for me.
Yeah.
For me personally, once I started, if things start to affect my basic needs, that's when I know something is not right. If it affects my eating habit, my sleeping, or my ability to do my job, something's off.
Yeah.
Because I can only do that for so long. And then after that, now I'm starting to break down. No relationship should break me down.
Right.
If the relationship is breaking you down, that might be time to get help or exit.
Right.
But you can, the help piece only works if the other party, you and the other party both people want help. If only one person wants help, that's not going to work. But if it affects your eating habit, your sleeping habit, where you live, or your ability to do your job, it's costing you too much. Right. You got to reassess this situation.
Yeah. What, you got something to say on that, Dynasty? No.
Kind of the same. When you really feel like you're losing yourself, You're just not okay. Your mental capacity, your working, how you're interacting with other people is bleeding into your other relationships. So putting yourself first, if you're not yourself and this is really affecting you, it's probably time to go.
Yeah, I think too, the emotional part of a lot of things, and then if you, that's why I say we have to, our girls, we have to teach them to unlearn things, because if your mama and everybody else sat around and just kept taking it, kept doing things, that's what you know.
Yeah.
That's what you know. That's what you saw. Your granddaddy cheating. He got about 15 outside kids. He was a breadwinner. Your grandmama stayed at home. Your uncles and them was hoes. Everybody was hoes. Like, and that's okay. And it was just, that's the way things were. But there has to be a thing where you say, no, I gotta break this, and you gotta fix it for yourself, and you gotta walk it out. You gotta be like,
you gotta have those honest conversations. A lot of parents don't want to be real, be honest with their kids and give them to them straight. It's not coming down on you. It's not embarrassing, but we're all human. I always say this because a lot of people, they point the finger at their mom or their dad first. My mom is a woman first before she's my mom. She was a little girl before she was that. So for me, having those conversations where I can understand her, I can know what she went through now that I'm going through stuff. You got to have those conversations with your girls and give it to them straight, because if not, how are they going to know?
Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all. So what does emotional maturity look like in a woman? And then how do we recover when life doesn't follow the plan that you created for yourself? How do you recover from that? We all have a plan. We all figure we're gonna be certain places by certain times, and I think you have to have emotional maturity, right, to even acknowledge that, all right, this failed. I gotta switch up. I gotta pivot. I gotta go this way to basically get my life back, or to go a different way, and then have to say, I failed it. So you have to be accountable. The accountability, I think, emotionally, you got to be accountable and all of that. So, look, this topic for me is heavy, because
it is the accountability, because that's the first step. You got to say, I did that, nobody else. I think that when you stop blaming everybody else and looking for why, the why is you. Look in the mirror. That's the why. And it's not even to be down on yourself, but that's the only way you're gonna get over it. Even when people say forgiveness is not about the other person, you got to forgive them for you. Like, once everything is on you, then you can do something about it. If you're blaming everybody else, you can't control everybody else. And my biggest thing was not putting a meaning to everything with emotional intelligence. A failure doesn't mean you're a failure. Like, it doesn't have to mean something so horrible about you in your life. So just take that experience, what you can learn from it, and move on. You don't got to put such a strong meaning on everything that's going to keep you down. Like, you don't have to.
Yeah. What you saying,
Basically the same thing. You got to own it to fix it. You don't own it, you can't fix it. That's that accountability part. And so once you are accountable, I feel like that's a piece of where you are being reflective. And once you are accountable, which means you are being reflective, you can then go in and say, okay, here, identify the issue, and then start to work on it. It may not happen overnight, but if you are making attempts to rectify the situation so that you are better, then that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. So the next question is, how do we teach the girls that make a mistake doesn't mean that their story is over? So I'll take that one, because when I was a grown woman when I became pregnant, right? But I felt as if, oh my God, I had failed. You understand what I'm saying? So bad, so serious, in a lot of ways. But I'm very happy, that I picked myself up. I didn't have a choice. And I think it's, again, where you are, who your people are, and things of that nature. Like, I still had to get up. I had to go to school, go to work, do all of those things. I had to pick myself up, and life still had had to go on. But there's a lot of girls that feel like because they make mistakes or just do different things that their story is over. Like, and I just feel like we need to this is where the education comes in, and they have to have strong people, because not a lot of times as a young woman I wanted to listen to my mother. Right. That's
the parent effect. You don't listen to your mother. Somebody else says the same thing and you hear them. You don't hear your parents because they're always talking to you. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I would listen to other people about the same, like you're saying, the same thing. But I just felt like when I got pregnant, it saved my life. But it I felt like, oh my God, things is over, because I couldn't go. I was gonna get fat. That's the biggest thing for me. I was gonna gain weight. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna gain weight. Not that I'm gonna have a bouncing, beautiful baby, but it's the fact that, who I was. And then, I'm not married because they go to religion thing. And it's just a lot that played with that. So I don't know. Teaching them that is huge, because that's about self-esteem, self-worth, all the things that you can still go on. You can still be an amazing person. You are an amazing person. So, I don't know.
It's telling them that it's a mistake, but everybody makes mistakes. But what do you do from here? Right. What do you do after this? Are you going to sit here and wallow in the fact that you made a mistake? Or are you willing to say, whatever dream or goal I had can still be accomplished? It will be slightly more difficult now because I have responsibilities. The timeline might not be the same. However, can I still feasibly achieve this?
Yeah.
And if so, you got to set out a plan. And I always tell the teenagers, not just any plan. It got to be a plan in action. Anybody can have a plan. Your plan has to be in action. Yes, this happened. However, can you still accomplish those goals we talked about and get it done? Yes. Now, instead of 4 years, it might take you 6. It might take you 8. I don't care. Just get it done.
Okay, so we're going to go into discernment. Like, how do you distinguish between something you want and something that actually was right for your life?
Jesus. I don't know that one.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Listen,
a lot of times you pick and it's not what it could be. It could not be.
You got to listen to your gut too, though. A lot of times our gut is telling us something, that little voice. You got to trust yourself. So many people second guess themselves, but you got to trust yourself and listen to that little voice. I know a lot of times we don't heard that voice and did something else, and you be like, oh, something was telling me, like, God, God
that is the Holy Spirit telling you not to do it. We hard-headed. We want them not. So
that's what it says. Have you ever prayed to God to change a situation and later realized that He was trying to change you?
Yeah. Always. That is always the answer. You be praying about somebody. Oh, Lord, make them listen. Oh, Lord, make them like me. Oh, Lord, keep them here. He like, girl, not. I'm trying to get you together.
All about you. It really
he might stay if you get yourself together.
Now wait a minute.
Like if you get yourself together, like, get out of here. So you do have to focus on you. So I stopped praying. That was me praying in my 20s like that. Now I be like, oh Lord, just fix me, because it gotta be me.
Everything starts with you, though. I think that was a big lesson I learned. A mentor taught me that, like, whatever in relationships, friendships, whatever you're not liking about a situation or a person, look at yourself.
Yes.
So, because it all does start with you. And again, it's that accountability piece. Like, he doing this. You either dealing with it, you entertaining it, or it's something about you that like it. Why you keep doing it? So you got to
or figure out how to communicate so the two of y'all can sit down and it can be rectified.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people are doing things and they don't know because it's just a habit or a pattern for them. But if somebody who they feel like care about them or they trust can sit down and honestly say, hey, this doesn't work. Let me show you. Let me show you why it doesn't. That might be like, oh, nobody's ever laid it out to me like that. You know what?
Yeah.
It might be work. I'm going to look at that. I'm going to get this right. Okay, cool. I appreciate that.
So are we asking God for a blessing, or are we asking Him for the wisdom to handle what we are praying for?
I'm asking for wisdom.
Yeah, I'm asking for wisdom. I'm always asking.
The blessings are coming.
What's best? Like, I've reached a point where I ask God what's best for me. Because again, you can have all these plans, these ideas. And so I think something, I'd be like, well, God, what's best? Because I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
So I ask God what is best for me, you can think you have it down pat. That's why I said I've learned in life, girl, throw that plan away.
You want to make God laugh, tell him your plan.
Exactly. So like what's best right now, and you gotta accept the things you cannot change. You can, like you say, you can't sit and wallow and be sad about it, because maybe, and then when you do get to the other side, you understand it. You're like, okay, I see why that happened like that. Okay, I see why I had to wait. I see why that person had to go away. So you gotta just push through it until you get to the other side, because it all comes full circle.
Yeah. So what is one cycle? What is one cycle from previous generations that women today need to break, or they absolutely need to preserve? Okay, what do we need to break, and then what do we need to preserve?
So I want to say, in the past, we talk about them staying when maybe they should have left, or them dealing with things they should not have. But what I will say for those relationships in the past is that they figured out how to stay together, whether they should not have been together or not. I do think that here earlier, we sometimes people leave for no reason. None. They just like, he didn't do what I wanted. Okay, so then you got married for the wrong reason. Because marriage, what it taught me is that it's going to show you who you are.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It shows you who you are through another person, and you're looking at it. So you have no choice but to believe. I would just say we have to do better at figuring out why we want to be married, and in the marriage, figuring out how to compromise and come up with resolutions instead of just leaving, if it can be fixed.
So I think people, and I'll just say in relationships, period, you stay too long. When it's time for you to walk away, you will know it's time to walk away. If it is consistently repetitive of things that are doing, and then love should not hurt like that. Love shouldn't hurt and have you doing all kind of crazy things. Like you see a girl running down the street, Lord, like you that should not be. You following
somebody is definitely chasing me.
You following the person everywhere they go, girl. That is not what you. That's not it. It's time to walk away. You have to have an identity.
Learned behaviors.
Yes, but again, you have to have an identity for yourself, because if that person walks away, what are you going to do? What do you have for you? So that's the thing we need to break. Stop staying longer than it's needed. Realize that you are an individual. Even when you get married, you're still an individual. You're still that girl. You're still that woman. He's still that man. You know what I mean? He still has a life outside of you, and you should be able to have that balance. To what we need to preserve is that loving, love doesn't hurt, and love takes time. I think that's something people don't understand. Love, real love takes time. Being with somebody in a relationship, in a marriage, it takes effort, and it takes time, and it takes consistency. You have to be true to the person that you are. You got to be truthful about it. Yeah, and I think that's something that we need to preserve. A lot of people don't do that. So, and then what are we giving young girls? Are we giving them possessions, or are we giving them preparation?
We need to give them more
preparation.
We giving them now. We giving them possessions. We ain't giving them.
I said we need to give them more preparation. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying definitely at this point right now, we're giving them so many possessions. We wouldn't even think to have.
Well, a lot of it is social media too. So a lot of them see stuff on social media and they like, oh, well, she got this, or she did that, or she looks like that. And it's like, yeah, those things are helpful. However, sometimes not everything you see is the truth. Yeah. There are some people that 100% is the truth, but they don't know how to distinguish between the two. So they just want what they see.
Yeah.
So now if they see
girls not to idolize people or things. Like, you can't idolize things. You can like something, you can enjoy it, you can desire it, but you don't idolize it. Because that's where
every 14-year-old in my class got on lashes.
Oh, wow.
Nails, chest pushed up, cleavage out, and tiny little shorts. every 14-year-old girl. There might be 5 that don't dress like that.
What y'all doing about the dress code?
Yeah, what, I was gonna say, what's going on with the dress code?
We don't send them home no more.
I mean, they do, but the rule is as long as it's covering your undergarments.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, we used to have the 3-finger, like your sleeve.
They can't wear spaghetti strap, but they see the new T-shirts are cut low.
Okay.
So you get a good push up, and it pushes you all the way up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they just walking around pulling
the Victoria's Secret stuff we couldn't afford. Period.
Correct.
We just are like losing. I think as women, we're losing a lot of recipes, like decorum. And that's what I was gonna say. Like when you said, like, what do we gotta prepare? Everybody gotta be honest with their girls. You gotta pass down things. Sometimes people be like, "Oh, that's old school. That's old school." But we are losing a lot of recipes. Like, little things that I know irk me. I don't want to see your spaghetti strap. Your undergarments need to be the same color. Like I be like, it's just little stuff. I'm like, no, that's tacky.
Oh, I know, because I have white pants every day with printed underwear.
Yeah.
And
I gotta say, all the young men see your business. You gotta go change. Why? Okay, never mind.
Because the mom not at home teaching her. So
correct. Because the mama is looking like her. That's why.
Like we are
blow the whistle.
Yeah,
because the mama is looking like her. So okay, I wish somebody had told me. So we're gonna wrap it up. So I wish somebody had taught me about money. That go.
I wish somebody would have taught me to save money earlier in life.
Okay,
I wish when I was younger.
I wish somebody taught me that money does not grow on trees. Me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have taught me how to invest my money, how to make it grow.
Yeah. Okay. I wish somebody would have taught me about love, that everybody don't love me. Yes.
About love.
Yeah.
I wish, just like I said earlier, I wish somebody would have taught me the respect is more important than love.
No, yeah,
especially for men.
Because that emotional piece will keep you there. I love him. I love him. I love you. How does this person treat you and respect you?
Yeah, yeah. How do you respect yourself? That's key. That's key. That's key. What's your love, BJ? No.
I can't even think of one. If I could just be honest, I don't.
Okay. All right. I wish somebody would have taught me about
friendship. I already love myself, so
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. I wish somebody would have taught me in friendship that everybody's not my friend, and I don't have to, and it's okay for us to not be friends. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. So what, you ain't got none?
I wish somebody would have taught me boundaries.
That's it. That's the next one. Somebody taught me boundaries, that had taught me about boundaries. And what about boundaries? That boundaries are okay. Boundaries are okay. For you to set boundaries and say no and say hell no. And that's okay. Set the boundaries.
Somebody had taught me boundaries.
Yeah.
I learned it, but not probably until I was about 32.
Oh, wow.
And I'm 35, so.
Amen.
Oh. Okay. What's the one life skill every girl needs before becoming a woman? What's the one life skill that she needs?
To learn herself.
I was going to say, like, putting yourself first. That thing you said about identity is so true. Whether it's the kids, the man, the job title, you got to know you and prioritize you. Because when everybody gone, you'll feel like you don't even know yourself. You don't have an identity. You don't know what to do. So keep your joys, keep the things that you like to do, and stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
And everywhere you go, you're there. Yeah. So you got to know you.
Yeah. And like you say all the time, be true to who you are. Be true to yourself. Make sure that you are showing up for you. Take up space for you. Yes. Don't worry about anybody else. I'm telling you. They're
gonna be mad either way. People are literally gonna be mad either way it goes. So
listen, what they used to say, a MF for that, basically don't have anything to lose will help you lose everything. So like that's That's where it is. Listen, this is a podcast. Anything
Yes,
goes.
it is.
So
Yes,
like,
it is.
listen, because that's
Don't
that's
let people guilt trip you of your standards. When you want something in life,
yeah,
don't
get
feel
it.
ashamed about that. Yeah, do not feel ashamed. Don't let them make you small. If they
Yeah.
do, you need to get away from them.
Because people are shrinking in survival. So we're gonna give this closing thought. So Queen, some lessons are too expensive to learn late. We cannot prepare our girls only to graduate. We have to prepare them to live, right? We have to teach her to make money, but also teach her how to manage it. We got to teach her how to love people, also teach her how to love herself. We have to teach her how to say yes to opportunities, but make sure she knows when to say no. Teach her how to pray for the life she wants, but also teach her how to make the decisions required to build it. And as and grown women, the conversation is for them too. Maybe there are things nobody taught you, but maybe you learn through heartbreak. We learn through bad decisions, financial mistakes, closed doors, and starting over. Hit power to the people. But your lesson does not have to become the next generation's lesson. And I think that's key right there. Turn your experience into wisdom, turn your wisdom into instruction, and turn that instruction into legacy. Because when a woman learns how she shouldn't and doesn't just how to live, she don't have to change her own life. She changes what becomes possible for every person that is coming behind her. So I think we need to keep learning. We need to keep building. We need to keep becoming. We need to keep reigning. We need to keep being ourselves. And as Black women on this, all of us are Black on this platform, we need to do all of that. Yeah. And these are the things I think that we need to push for these girls to really be accountable. Just because your mama was out there or your grandma was out there, that doesn't have to be your story. Or just because your dad was there, it doesn't have to be your story. You can change the trajectory of your life at any time. Change it, change it and become something different or whatever you want to do. Yeah. So you got any closing thoughts, Dynasty?
That was good, but yeah, go for what you really want. Go for it, because like I said, either way it goes, somebody gonna be mad. So you might as well do what you really wanted to do here on this earth. We got one time, make it count. Be true to yourself. I love something that you said as far as even generational. Just because you went through something, it doesn't need to flow to the next generation. So that's just very good too. A lot of older women, just because you went through it, your daughter don't got to go through it. Like save her from that, teach her from that. You don't have to feel like, well, this is just the way it is. It doesn't have to be. Things can change today. But yeah, just be true to yourself. You really got to be true to yourself, what makes you happy, and don't lose yourself to people, places, or things.
Yeah, because they'll help you lose everything. You got to watch people who don't have nothing. Girl.
You should be around people that don't got nothing to lose, honestly. Like, let's just be real.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, because they don't care about you. They don't.
Yeah, they don't care
about you or anything else.
They will get you in predicaments. They have no regard for your safety, for your development, for anything. You can love people from a distance. I don't hate you, but we are going in two separate directions. So, you gotta be around people that y'all want the same things, and y'all are in the right direction.
Right. What you got, BJ?
Always bet on yourself. That's my staple. Always bet on yourself.
Yeah.
You are not going to fail you.
Yeah. Always bet on you. Be true to who you are. Keep reigning. Keep learning. Keep becoming. Keep being you. Yeah. But be the best version of you. Be the best version of you. So, okay, y'all. So until next time, Queens, I want to thank y'all for coming. Thank you for episode 5 tonight, everybody that's online. We will see you next Thursday. And until then, peace.
Peace.
All right, we out. This thing don't never want to cut off.
I don't know. Was I supposed to click off? My bad.